Hello and welcome back to another new video. So today I'm going to be talking about a game that just comes out today as I'm publishing this video, that is called Shame Legacy by Destructive Creations. So as you can see in the footage above, this is a first person game and it is mainly survival horror based. You have to sneak past the evil villagers and you have to run away from this enemy that you just saw as well, who kind of reminds me of like the Nemesis from Resident Evil 3, which I think is a pretty good thing. So yeah, this is a survival horror focused game. There's quite a lot of stealth and there's definitely a focus on running away and escaping the enemies as well. There isn't so much combat. If you're detected by an enemy, the only thing you could really do is sometimes use a staff that you'll have to try to shake them off, and there's kind of like a sequence that you have to do in order to succeed in doing that. Apart from the stealth gameplay and the escape, there are also puzzle sections in the game. So a lot of the puzzles involve your staff, and you kind of have to unlock like doors and things like that in order to progress, obviously, and unravel the mystery that surrounds this village that's set in the 19th century. So overall, I found this game to be pretty entertaining. I like the presentation. I definitely found it to be pretty suspenseful and scary. It was very tense trying to sneak past the villagers, and I did get caught quite a few times. There's definitely a fair amount of trial and error to this game, which I don't think is a bad thing, and you do start like right back at the last checkpoint, so there's automatic checkpoints, so it's not too frustrating, and it is rewarding to be able to sneak past the villagers. In terms of going into more detail on the stealth, if you are spotted by the villagers, one of the villagers, like sometimes you can use your staff to obviously shake them off, but if that happens, you enter into a panic state and you have to consume a potion in order to get out of that state. Another complication is that sometimes there are traps on the floor, and obviously if you step on one of those, it makes a lot of noise, villagers can hear you. And then another complication is that there are like enemies, well, not enemies, but they're like people that are crucified, and if you go too close to them, they'll make a lot of noise, and then they will attract the monsters towards you. So the game has fairly well thought out and detailed kind of like stealth mechanics, and it does make for a relatively challenging experience, but also quite a rewarding experience. So overall, I had quite positive opinions of that element of the game. It was quite a lot of trial and error, but it was fun overall. What you can see above now is a puzzle section of the game. So obviously I have a key at the moment, and you have to unlock the correct doors and use your staff as well to get through the doors. I thought that the puzzle elements of the game were also pretty good, pretty well thought out. And yeah, I like the overall presentation, and the story definitely kept me engaged. Obviously, we find ourselves in a random village and we're trying to unravel the mystery that surrounds it. So overall, this has been definitely an entertaining game to play. I think that, I guess the only real criticisms I have of the game is perhaps I thought that maybe there should be like difficulty modes put in, because The game can be a bit difficult, although I will admit I'm not really too adept at this genre of game. Probably some people find it easier than I do, but I think for newcomers and more casual players, it would be good to have some difficulty modes to make it more accessible, because again, it can be pretty hard to sneak past the villagers, and you don't have any weapons really to defend yourself apart from the staff, and half of the time the villagers pick up your staff and still kill you anyway. So yeah, the game can be a bit challenging, but again, it's rewarding when you do manage to get past it, and the game definitely does succeed in trying to be suspenseful and scary and eerie. So overall, I think that Shame Legacy is definitely worth your time if you're a fan of first-person survival horror games with stealth elements. It's definitely piqued my interest as soon as I started playing it, and I definitely found myself wanting to get further in the game to see what was going to happen next. So again, this is a great game. I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10. So I hope that you enjoyed my video review of this game, and if you like the look of it, definitely don't hesitate to check it out. And many thanks go to Destructive Games for giving me a review code for this title. So that's going to be all for this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.